What's going on, y'all? You guys are tuned into another amazing episode of the Win and Play podcast with your boy Sean Gary, and that's me. I am your host, Sean Gary, national youth speaker and author. I am excited because this man today, man, listen, we haven't had years of history with our relationship, but the time we spent, I felt like I've known this man for years. So you guys are in for a treat today, and for you that are watching this for the second or third or fourth time, or 16th, 17th, or 18th, go ahead and subscribe and like. If you have not yet, please like and subscribe. Tell them like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. And then for you that are just coming the first time, like, what is this? What's going on? This is the Win and Play podcast. This is information, win and plays for principals, teachers, parents, any youth advocate, anybody you working with, students you working with, you coach, you a youth pastor, anybody that has any activity with youth, this is for you. We want to bring information to you guys so you can better serve the youth. And so how do I do that? We interview amazing individuals that's already working with youth, doing what they do, and then they get to give their winning plays to you guys. So stay tuned, lock in, get your pen, get your paper. Get ready to press rewind, not record, but rewind, fast forward, rewind again. Not as much fast forward because you can just listen to it again when you rewind. And then tune in. So let's go. Now, before we get started, what we always do on every single episode is the Win and Play podcast. So, as an athlete, playing sports, you trying to get to that championship. You're trying to get to that ring, right? You want to get the ring. So that's what we do here. We got the Win and Play. So look, we got all of these options.
Okay then.
So we eat a ring on the show. So you get to pick out whichever one you want.
I'm already there, man.
You already got one.
What you get? I got this blue raspberry.
Blue raspberry.
Yeah. This ain't nothing better than this. Look, this the championship ring
is
right
the one
here,
right there.
It's over, man.
Strawberry. I think I'm gonna go with this one. What is that one? It's tongue painter. Color your tongue.
So I'm telling you, man, the blue raspberry is the joint, man.
I think I'm gonna go with this one. It's free. Wait, this what you got? Blue raspberry. It's blue raspberry ice.
Okay.
So it's almost.
You want to be on the winning team, dog.
Right.
Make the right decision, man. That's all I'm saying.
Here we go. So we get to pop these joints open and go ahead and smash.
Okay.
For whatever reason you can't. I know somebody was like, yeah, I can't. My doctor said I can't.
Well, we're gonna make an exception today, man.
Look, there we go. Not bad.
I told you, man, this it right here, bro.
Yeah. All right, so first thing, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people at home who are like, man, I can't wait to hear this guy. Who am I listening to right now?
For sure. What's up, man? My name is Pastor D. I currently serve as the youth pastor at the Lincoln Heights Missionary Baptist Church. And man, I'm excited to be here with my man Sean Gary, man. Thank you for the invite, my brother.
No, thank you for coming. I appreciate you, man. Look, this man right here, that's twice now where I was like, hey, here's the opportunity. It's what I want. Can you? Boom, I'm there. He's like, I got you. Let's do it. And some people, man, a lot of people, they're not like that. It's like, let's connect. And then you see them 6 months later, let's connect. Right. Let's connect. Yeah. It's like, you see them a year later, it's like, what's up, man? Let's connect. Let's get together. Let's connect. It's really? Y'all could have connected a million times. So this man don't mess around. When we say let's connect, he's ready. So I love that.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for being here. So the first question that I like to kind of get things going is, obviously you're working with youth now.
Yeah.
What was the first? Where were you working the first time when you, or not working? Maybe you experienced it watching somebody else. But what was it you were doing when you said, you know what? I think I want to work with youth. I think I want to do that.
You know what's crazy, man, is I don't know that I necessarily had that moment, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh, this is what I think this is what I want to do. I think a lot of it has to do with parenting.
Okay.
I started parenting early, man. And so just through that process, knowing what I wanted from my own children. And also when we talk about serving youth, man, I grew up in Chicago, man. So a lot of the resources and activities and different things like those, they weren't available to us.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I didn't have a me, what I mean, growing up. And so I think that's really how I got to be in this place, man. Just thinking about what I wanted for my children, what kind of experiences I wanted them to have, especially as I really came into and grew into my relationship with Christ.
Nice. So you from Chicago, man.
Yes,
Tell us about Chicago. I have an aunt and uncle who well, they still there. Well, my aunt is still there. Her husband has moved on with the Lord, but I've been there, I feel like one time when I was so small that I don't remember, like, for real, but I know I've been to her house, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So tell me about Chicago. What was Chicago like growing up?
Well, so first and foremost, I'll say this, man. Chicago is my favorite place in the world now as an adult in the summertime. Like, I don't think there's a better place you can go. If you want to kick it, have a good time, eat good, you know what I mean, that type of thing. But growing up in the city, man, it was different, man. It was, I grew up in a time where, obviously drug and gang culture were high, man. But, even with that being said, though, I mean, outside of what y'all see on TV, man, Chicago is a wonderful place, man. Again, growing up, it was, we had our challenges and we had our things that we had to deal with, man. But all in all, man, just to be able to interact with different, just culturally, man, it wasn't just black, white. Like when I went to high school, I mean, we had, we interacted with all different races of people. And, to be honest with you, man, basketball was the thing that kind of kept us away from some of the other stuff. I'll say it this way, man, basketball probably saved my life because that was the thing that we did that kept us out of all of the other stuff that you could have got into. And the thing is, we were there. Like, I mean, I say this all the time, and I was in the midst of it. I wasn't shielded from it, but again, basketball was the thing that kind of kept us grounded, kept us together. We're talking about different gangs and all of that type of stuff. Hooping was the thing that crossed all borders and lines. So, if we was on the same team, that stuff didn't matter for that period of time. I mean, growing up was good though, man. I mean, like I said, I enjoyed my childhood, man. We had a great time and we had a lot of fun memories, man. So, I love my city, man.
Do you have like a lot siblings or brothers and sisters?
So I'm the youngest of 4.
Okay.
So I have 2 sisters and a brother.
Okay. Who's the closest? Like, how far are you away from the next one?
In terms of age?
Age, yeah.
My sisters are close in age. So I think I'm about 4. I know I'm 4 years. I think both my sisters are the same age. So about 4 years.
Okay.
My brother is, I think he's 50, so I'm about 5 or 6 years.
Okay. So what were you playing with any of them, interacting with any of them coming up and stuff? Or were you kind of by yourself or?
Nah, because when I, growing up, so two of my siblings are on my father's side, so I actually didn't really grow up with them. So I grew up with one of my sisters, and of course, I was little brother. So it wasn't no, I was the burden back then. You know what I'm saying? So it really wasn't no. A whole lot of interaction on that.
Yeah.
But now, as I got older, the older I got, you know how that happens, man. That age gap seems to close up.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, my sister's my dog now. But, we was young. I was the pesky little brother.
Irritating brother. Right. You go over there.
So we weren't playing games and doing none of that. I wasn't none of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's funny. So what was you doing? So obviously you was hooping. What was you playing? Like, you played for your school?
I play high school ball. I went to a high school up north in the city. So I mean, of course, we did a lot of rec league stuff coming up. That type. Because in the city of Chicago, especially back then, a lot of the things and AAU wasn't a thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? You didn't have all of these neighborhood community places where you could hoop at. So if you found something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. We walked 2 miles to the park every day to hoop, like you know what I mean. So again, like I said, things were a lot different, particularly from an athletic perspective coming up in the Chi. Like,
okay.
I mean, for example, like even in high school, like from a spectator perspective, like you didn't really expect a whole lot of parental, like literally in my high school, I think around my sophomore year, the bleachers in the high school, they broke and they took them out and they never replaced them. Like, real talk. Like, so it was just different, man. It was like, that's one of the things. Like,
Let's
you
get
know
them out
what?
of
We
here.
don't need them
You
anyway.
know what? We don't even make them stand. They should be
Exactly.
standing to make it. You know, it's
Legit.
a health. You know, to try to make
Legit.
a reason to make it make sense to not replace them. Like,
That's true
that's
story,
crazy.
man. So, you know, that's one of the things
Dang.
I appreciate about the experiences that my children got to have here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It was totally different. So
That's what's up. So you were playing in middle school, high school. When did you start working with youth?
so I started
Excuse
working
me.
with youth. It's been a little over 20 years now.
Okay.
I'm at Lincoln Heights now on staff, but when I came to Cincinnati, I joined a church. I won't call it a small church, but I joined the church, New Unity Baptist over in Mount Auburn. And as I kind of got into, comfortable in my membership and also, like I said, growing in my walk, I started working as a part of the youth ministry, or the youth committee is what it was called then, because there were no paid staff youth workers there. But so it's been a little over 20 years.
Wow, that's what's up. So 20 years
Yeah.
is plenty time to work with students, but learning, like, there's different phases, waves of things that are happening. Like, can you think of something that at one point was a thing, but then it just a different season came and it just stopped? Like, whether it be I don't know, slang or how people dressed, or just in your interactions with youth, what's something that you saw kind of phase out phase in?
I mean, I think I've kind of, lived through a lot of the different phases as far as, because one of the things about working in youth is, right, you always want to feel like you're connected.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
you want to make
Absolutely.
sure you're cool and all of
Yeah,
that type of stuff.
yep,
So just in terms of how to interact with young people, how they respond to you, the language, the music, like all of those things are completely different now than they were then. And even the availability is different. And I think and I know most youth leaders will agree with me when I say this, that's probably one of the biggest challenges that we face today in youth ministry, is that, man, our young people are so busy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They got so many different activities. And like I said, coming up, I didn't have all those options.
Right.
Basketball was it.
Yeah, that's it.
Right. I wasn't.
And that's just outside.
That's right. And Mama didn't really have to do a whole lot. There was not a whole lot of time investment, right?
Right.
She wasn't taking me to practice, picking me up, but none of that, right?
Outside. Yeah.
Well, no carpool. But honestly, I think that's one of the major changes I've seen over the years, is that, again, our young people have so much access and are so much more involved in other things that it kind of can affect their availability when it comes to youth ministry and what we can do and plan and strategize for.
Yeah, for sure. I know I was thinking about, like you said, AAU, and I remember for me, like, my thoughts of AAU, well, first of all, it'd be LeBron, because Curtis and them play. My cousin played. I was telling you about that. So we used to go to all the games and hang with all them. But that would be my first, like, thought of AAU. But back in the day, Bron and Kurt and them, they used to, Sheon Drew, they would just blow through competition, but it was the best of the best, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was like, if you play AAU, you was good.
Yeah.
Or you were very good and you're trying to stay very good and play against the best. Like, you know what I mean? There wasn't no, like, oh, my kid just wants to play, so let me let me start my own AAU team, and then half my team done. They playing for the first time and stuff, And but not to knock AAU, of course, it's grown to some amazing things, but that's something that I can see when we talk about the shift, right? Because it was like, there was nobody really playing, and then now it seems like everybody is playing. And it used to be everybody that was pretty good or decent, decent. Now it's like, why is he even on the team? Or what that whole team is, you know. And again, not to knock them, maybe they feel like, well, we need to play with the better competition to become better, right? So that makes sense. But it's just grown.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like one of the things we did for that, and again, I'm dating myself here. One of the things we did is we traveled a lot. Like, and when I say traveled a lot, I'm saying
like
we would go from
no,
I'm talking about from a hooper perspective.
Oh, okay.
We went to different neighborhoods, different parks. You knew when and where, you know what I mean, different gyms, different parks, like that type of thing. And that's how we would, compete with some of those different level, different level players and that type of thing. So it got to be that when high school ball came, you kind of knew
a couple
the
people
players on it. Exactly. So you knew who the best players were. Right? We were just kicking it in the summertime. So it was almost kind of the same feel, but it wasn't as official. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Now that makes sense. And it builds that camaraderie, with your boys, plus a slight competition, but also a level of respect for them. They're like, oh yeah, he pretty good. Y'all watch his left. He got that, whatever. Like,
well, it also provided a little level of safety, right? Because when we playing these cats and we going into these different neighborhoods and different schools, it was always good to know somebody, right? So that
he cool. He cool.
Exactly. Right. So you didn't have some of the issues that you might have otherwise had.
Right.
So
who is this cat coming over here?
Exactly.
No, that's good. So, like, who today in the NBA, who would you say is your favorite player
right now?
Yeah, playing right now.
I'm a huge Steph Curry fan, man.
Really?
I like to consider myself a shooter, man. So,
okay.
I don't know if I can do much else these days.
We're going to have to see one of these days.
Hey, man, listen. I don't know if I can do much else, man, these days. But I can
hit you in the corner or wherever you want.
I can still do that, man.
Fire away.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just a fan of the game, man, but I love Steph, man. And I even like watching some of the other young guys, man. I love watching Ja when he on the court. You know what I mean? Like I said,
athleticism is so like crazy.
It's crazy,
like,
right?
When you're like putting together these players, or when God was putting them together, right? It's like, well, athleticism. Let me crank that.
Yeah, give him a 99 and
right?
Right. Like you making my players up.
Right.
Like that's what it is, man.
It's
just
crazy.
Watching some of these young guys, man. They are fun to watch. Anthony.
Is it
Edwards? Yeah, I almost lost. Yeah, love to watch these guys. Love his confidence.
I was about to say his passion.
You know what I mean? And of course, the LeBrons and KDs, and so and then the mystery who is Luka. Like I just watching this guy, man. It's like he give you 40 and don't even look like he's moving in slow motion.
Body, right? Like, how do you let him?
But he giving them 40
doing
at night.
His thing, though, like,
so yeah, I'm just a fan of the sport, though, man.
That's what's
in
up.
General.
Who would you say? Gotta ask this one. Who is your GOAT? Like greatest all time?
Oh man, come on, man. You already know the answer to that question.
Well, according to your shoes, I know that.
That's all I'm saying. Look, you ain't even peep. I got the Bulls socks on today.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, I mean, I shouldn't even have asked then. Like,
I got on the Bulls.
Man, let me see them socks.
You know what I'm saying? Got the Bulls joints on.
He got the Bulls socks on for real. With the patent leather joints, boy.
You feel me?
Those were like my favorite, literally my favorite all-time Jordans. Bro.
Yeah, man. So MJ is the GOAT. I don't even think that's debatable, but that's a whole nother podcast.
That's another day, another time.
For sure.
But it's Bron. So
fair enough. Tomato.
I'm biased. I tell people I'm biased. You know what I'm saying? Like, no,
you're an Ohio guy, man.
Like,
you gotta, like I said, I grew up in the '80s and watching Mike. I've had the luxury of being able to see them both. So
okay,
yeah.
All right, so that was fun. So what else? Like you was hooping. What else was you guys doing growing up in Chicago? What was?
Oh man, I can't say some of that stuff on King, man. Come on, man. I'm trying. This is PG. This is family TV.
Like I'm a pastor now.
Right,
Man.
I can't answer that question, man. We prayed a lot. We prayed. We went to Bible study.
We fasted. We had some conferences.
Right.
Lock-ins.
You know what I'm saying? But in all seriousness, man. Like I said, really, truthfully, man, you just kind of hung out in your neighborhood. Again, if I answer this question, I'm dating myself, man. We used to, our weekend thing was to go to the mall, right?
Some of them don't know what that is.
Right? We go to the mall. Listen, what I'm getting ready to say, they really ain't gonna understand. So we used to go to the mall, man. That was the weekend thing. And back then, if you can imagine this, we didn't have cell phones.
Right.
So there was only one reason we went to the mall, and that was to get
numbers and talk to girls.
Exactly.
I mean,
but you didn't
I
get
don't
numbers.
know.
That's what I heard.
Right. That's what I heard.
We would go to the mall, kicking, man. Literally, we writing phone numbers
on the paper.
Some of y'all ain't not gonna really realize that was actually a thing at some point, right?
Oh my goodness! Hey, you got a pen? Hey, let me get that pen.
Hey, I'm telling you, it's some of the funniest stuff happened there, man. But we had a great time, man. we kicked it. Like I said, we went to the mall. We hung out on the block, that type of thing, or in the neighborhood, man.
Yeah.
We were all close knit. Like my friends that I grew up with, when I grew up in the hood, man, we still. My best friend is still my best friend today. We still talk every week. We still,
Shout
what
out.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
But real talk, my best friend is kind of the reason why I'm not even kind of. He's part of the reason why I'm in Ohio, man. But like I said, my circle then is my circle now. My phone just rang a couple minutes ago. My guy from high school, like we still kick it. So
that's what's up.
Yeah,
that's what's up. All right, so when was the first time you started working with youth? Was it already in a church setting, or was it outside of church?
No, it was in church. It was in the church setting. Like I said, and I told you this a little bit yesterday, man. We went to, pastor at the time, kind of made a public announcement on one Sunday morning. This is a true story, man. And he's like, man, I want to have a meeting with the people who said they want to work with the youth. And I don't even remember if I ever said this to him, but I showed up to the meeting. Right. And that was
said, got him.
Yeah. That was like 22 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
I showed up at a meeting I wasn't even sure I was supposed to be at. And I've been working with youth ever since, man.
Yeah, that's what's up. What was some of the things that you experienced? Because obviously there was something that kept you working with youth, right? Like what was some of the things maybe, or one or two things that you remember early on that was like, man, I love this. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
That's a great question. I mean, I think you have those moments. And I think when you have those moments where the kids are letting you know, because let's be clear, man, if you work in youth ministry, if you're looking for, working in an area that you feel like you're going to get a whole lot of recognition and a whole lot of appreciation, youth ministry ain't for you, man.
Yeah.
But it's those moments when you have young people who validate what you're doing and let you know that what you're doing serves a purpose for them.
That's good.
And so that's really what it's about, because the truth of the matter is, man, you can have a room full of 100 and you don't know who you touched.
Yeah, for sure.
One of the things that's challenging about youth ministry is that you may never see the fruit.
Right. That's true.
Right. You're planting seeds and you're pouring into young people. And they're in 8th grade, 9th grade. You may never know that something you said benefited them.
Right.
And so the way they start, particularly early on, the way they gravitated toward me, also kind of made, because I was youth leader, man, but I was so unofficial, right? Like I was.
What you mean?
When I say that, man, like I was the fun leader. Like I was the one that didn't have a whole lot of parameters. That's why they wanted to be around me.
Okay.
I'll tell you a quick story.
Yeah.
So one of the things we used to do at my old church is when we started working in youth mission, one of the things that meeting was about, that first meeting was about, was doing a youth retreat.
Okay.
All right. And so we did the youth retreat. I want to say this was probably the second or third youth retreat we did. So they decided they wanted to, have a water fight. So we got the girls in cabins, we got the guys in cabins.
Okay. And who's they?
So all of the young people, they
the
met,
young people.
Yeah,
right.
Met, and they decided that they was gonna have a water fight.
Of course.
And I wasn't gonna say no. Right.
Right.
So when I tell you, man, these little young people start, I mean, anything that could hold water.
Right.
Buckets, garbage cans, pots, whatever could hold water, man. And so we're out in, like, I think we were out in Cowan Lake somewhere, man. And I mean, just running up in the girls' cabins, just outside of the cabins, of course. Right. I mean, water everywhere. So the other committee members were all women.
Okay.
And so they go in these cabins and they like, what is this? So they want to blame the kids, but they like,
but you was right here with them. Like, let them do this.
Like that's the type of youth leader I was, right? Like,
okay.
We had fun, man, but I wasn't really tight, and you know what I mean. And so the young people appreciated that.
Yeah.
And so, like I said to your question, man, it's just moments, man. It's not gonna be all the time. You're not gonna always feel like you appreciate it. You're not gonna always feel like what you're doing works. So you're gonna have those moments where you're like, okay, this is why I do it. When you get that text, when you get that card or whatever.
Right.
you know, like I had one of our, she's a senior in college now.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably, when I'm giving you examples of what I mean.
Sure.
One of our college students, man, and I just, I check in with them every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I text one of them one day, and I was like, hey, how you doing? She like, I'm good. She was at Ohio University.
Okay.
A couple years ago, that was, their reputation was to turn up, and my daughter went there too, so I was familiar. So I text her, I say, hey, don't have too much fun, whatever, that type of thing. And so she texts me back, and she says, you know what? It's funny you say that, because me and my friend were going to this party this weekend, and she said everything in me told me not to go to this party.
Wow.
And so she said, but we got dressed, we walked all the way up to the party, like we're literally at the door. And she like, something just told me not to go in this party. And so she said they walked all the way to the party, got to the door, and turned back around and left. She said something happened at the party. And then she said, and the very next day, you preached a message entitled Different on Purpose.
Wow.
And she screenshotted me her notes that she took from the message that I preached. Like, those are the moments, dog.
Yeah, man. Yeah. When you see that you're reaching them, when you're affecting them, you're making an impact. It's like they're repeating something you said, or telling you they're making a choice, a decision based on something you said. Like, nah, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, because you don't get that a lot. Adults can say, hey, man, that word you preached was
good.
That
what a word. What a word.
Yes, the young people aren't going to really do that too often.
Yeah, so. That's good. That's real good. Because they'll be probably more quiet. They doing their thing. It's over. They heading out and stuff. But adults will typically more so be the one to come up and say, "Yo, that was a good word." And
exactly.
No, that's good. That's good. So let me ask you this: what, when dealing with youth, what's something that you felt was a struggle at some point in time? Like, how do I deal with this, or what's something that you wrestled with? In 20 years, I mean, you done mastered probably plenty of things, but
I don't know that. I don't know about that, but I mean, there's a lot of things that, when you say struggle, I really just think it's the ability to continue to stay relevant and be relatable. I think you always have to continue to figure out how to be relevant, and how to present information in a way that connects with them.
That's good.
That's a struggle always, because it continues to change.
Right.
And then your audience continues to change. The way I deliver the message to one group of young people, it may not resonate with another group of young people. And so trying to make sure that you stay relatable, that's always a struggle.
That's good, man. That's good. Tell me about your what we wanted to get to. I wanted to get to your story behind your brand, your shirt, your hoodies. Like, man, that really was dope. And I wanted to make sure we touched on that, and that you got to tell these people that story so that they can rally behind you and support. And before he tells this story and what happened and what we're talking about, go ahead and hit the like button and click that joint. Share this video with somebody you know, a youth pastor, somebody working in ministry, we're dealing with youth, a school, principal, teacher, parent, any of those options, youth advocate. They look at kids in the neighborhood. Well, that ain't sound right, but they know kids in the neighborhood. Then
you about to get somebody in trouble, man.
Send it to them too. Y'all know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. So tell them, man. Tell them.
So basically, so again, I'm trying to work on kind of launching, kind of a motivational brand, if you will. And what's funny is, so if you see the hoodie I got on, it says "Leave no doubt," and there is a kind of a broken up question mark, right? So we're trying to shatter any questions.
You got another one, right?
No, that's a different. That's a different one.
That one logo's not on this one.
Yeah, no, that's a different
one.
Okay. And so, where this came from was, so my oldest son was a 3-sport athlete, phenomenal athlete. I'm not just saying that because I'm his dad, but he really was. But just like we all, you playing sports, you gotta earn your keep, and you gotta, And so when he was a sophomore, junior in high school, playing football, he really wasn't getting the burn that he thought he should be, and even that I thought he should be.
Right.
And so, sometimes he would come home and he'd be frustrated and, be discouraged, that type of thing. And so I would always try to pour into my son and encourage him. And the one thing I used to tell him all the time is tell him, listen, man, you are who you think you are. You are a superstar. You are talented. You are gifted. All you need to do is just to continue to make sure that you're ready when your opportunity presents itself, right? So as long as you're ready when your opportunity presents itself, when you're done, when you get the opportunity to get on that field and do whatever you need to do, what you need to do is when you walk off that field, you need to make sure that you left no doubt that you were supposed to be there. Right. And that was always my encouragement, man. Just whenever you get your moment, man, just leave no doubt that you were supposed to be there. Right. You earned that right. And so, that was my kind of motivational speech to him, if you will.
Yeah.
And so, I didn't think anything of it. Right. And it's to my point, like you just don't know that that stuff is setting in. Right.
Yep.
I didn't really think much of it until one day I went into his room and, I'm looking on his dresser, I see his game tape. They get ready for the game, put the pads on, put that tape on. And I look on the tape, bro, and the initials LND are on his tape, his game tape that he put on his body. I'm not knowing that this thing that I'm saying to my son to encourage him, he's literally wearing this every game. Had no idea that it had that type of impact. And so, of course, when I saw it, I'm like, we need to do something about this, right? And so that's where the whole idea for the brand and for the logo. I mean, I got the logo designed and just got a couple of pieces of merchandise made, man, because I feel like if it encouraged him, certainly that can encourage somebody else as well. So that's kind of the story behind that.
That's fire. So what I wanted to do is make sure that I shouted this out and told you guys to make sure you place an order. You want to give them like your number to call you so they can order a shirt and support?
Absolutely. So if you're interested in getting merchandise, man, you can call me or text me at 513-250-2044. Or you can hit me up on Instagram at Pastor DEE Simpkins, SIMPKINS 513 on Instagram. Let me know, what you're interested in. If you want a hoodie, we got hoodies, we got t-shirts, and we'll go from there.
That's what's up. Now listen. The purpose of him giving out his phone number was so you can support. Don't be trying to slide in the DM, y'all. Come on. Man. Place an order. Support this man. No, I'm like, hold on. Hey.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
I'm just playing. No, that's funny. Hey, look, whatever your reason,
right?
Hit this man up, support him, get you some merch. ASAP. All right, do that. All right, so let's get to these winning plays. So with our guests, what we typically do is you get option A and you get option B.
Okay.
So option A is you got principals, teachers, and parents, and you drop 3 winning plays, tips on all 3 each. So that's 9 total. Or option B, you could choose one of them, principals, teachers, or parents, and give 5 for them.
Okay.
So which one will you want to roll with?
Well, since I'm not a typical guy. I do things a little differently. So I'm going to give 5.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna give you 5. But the 5 are really going to be interchangeable.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So any one of those groups of people these things will apply.
Okay.
All right. So the first winning play I would, as we call it, is listen. One of the things we tend to do as parents, as youth pastors, as administrators, is we miss listening sometimes.
Yeah.
Because just because something, and I say this often, just because it doesn't seem like it's a big deal to you, doesn't mean that it's not a big deal to them.
That's good.
And also, to assume because they're young people that they're not going through anything. Right. We have a tendency to say, well, you young, you ain't been right. Yeah. And so I think it's important to listen to what your young people are telling you, whether you're a parent, a teacher, administrator, whatever that is. You need to make sure that you listen.
That's good.
Yes, we have wisdom. Yes, we have life experience. All of that is true, but there's some things that we can gain from them.
Yeah.
Secondly, I would say be transparent.
Okay.
One of the things that I do, my young people who've been around me, been through this whole process with me, they know just about everything there is to know about me, right? The good, the bad, the ugly, for what I can share that serves a purpose, right?
Right.
Because the thing about young people today is that you cannot fool them.
Right.
If you blowing smoke,
Facts.
they know you
Facts.
blowing smoke,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
so, it's important that you be honest, because I think one of the things that makes you relatable is to be able, because here's the thing, right? We say, I was once your age too, right?
I was a kid once.
And I'm telling you, man, most of these kids think we were born 40.
Right.
Right.
And
so that piece of it doesn't really connect. But when I give you real tangible examples of what that means, then it makes it real to them, right? And so make sure that you're being transparent, being honest with them.
That's good.
Because the worst thing we can do, and I think what we do to set our young people up for failure, is to not be honest with them. Right. So then
it's crazy how, not to cut you off, but it's crazy how right you are. It's like we feel like if I don't tell them about the struggle that I had, then first of all, they won't see me as less valuable or not important, not valuable. Like I don't want them to see me as a person who no longer has credibility.
Right.
So I'm not going to tell them about my struggles, but that's the thing that's going to actually help them to not hit that struggle, is you sharing it and being transparent, like you said. So that's a good one.
Absolutely. And that crosses all, like I said, that crosses all levels, because especially as parents, one of the things we decided we were going to do as a generation of parents is that we were going to try to create this life for our children that's better than what we had, right? That's always every generation's goal, right? But what we do sometimes is, because we hide the struggle, they don't see what it took for you to provide this lifestyle for them. They don't see and don't appreciate the grind that, again, for me, my mother worked 2 and 3 jobs, right? And so the trade-off was that, again, for all of those years that I played sports, my mother, the first time my mother saw me play basketball, I was a senior in high school.
Oh, wow.
Right. Now, am I upset about that? Absolutely not, because I know where she was.
Right.
She the reason I had the mics on, right? You know what I'm saying? And so I appreciated her grind, but because I saw that, right, it helped me move a certain way. So like I said, man, listen to your young people, man. Be transparent with your young people. I think one of the other most important things is to be consistent. One thing kids need is consistency, man. Just being there. Right? Just knowing every day, if I got an issue, Mr. Gary's going to be there. Pastor D's going to be there. Whoever that is. If nothing else, I know I have these consistent figures in my life that I can always trust and go to.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Number 4 is to teach. Right? I have to share whatever wisdom I have. Now they're going to take their paths. Again, I got adult children now, so I'm learning that even more. I'm going to train you and teach you and give you all the information that I can give you as best I can. You're still going to make your own decisions, but it's on me to make sure that I'm teaching you the right things, teaching you the right principles, teaching you the right, ways about doing things. And then you get to make that decision for yourself, right? So like I said, at some point, we don't take accountability for the decisions that they make.
Right.
But we definitely are accountable if we didn't give them the information.
Yep. I tell my kids with any business stuff, because they always have something that's popping up. And I told them a long time ago, I was like, you guys know I love you. I want you to be successful. So I'm not going to hold back any information. I said, but God's working with me to make sure I don't get frustrated and upset when you choose not to take my advice.
Right.
I said, because I'm not going to make you take it.
Right.
Now, if you want me to fund it, now that's a different conversation.
Right. Now I got a little bit more authority.
I ain't funding that.
Right. For sure.
Now, if you do this like this and like that, I got you.
Yeah.
But I had to tell them, like, listen, it's up to you to take the information and apply it or not apply it. I said, either way, my prayer is you learn something.
That's it.
Because you're going to either learn Dad was right, you're going to learn Dad was wrong, or you didn't take it at all, and you're going to be like, I was right or I was wrong.
Yeah.
I said, but learn from your choices and decisions and know that whatever you choose, I'm still going to be here.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether you take it or not. And the next time it comes, I'm still going to give you the game I got.
That's it.
So I'm with you on that, man.
You know, and then lastly, if you can't do any of the other things, the one thing you can do is love them.
That's good. You would think you wouldn't have to say that.
Yeah, love them, right? Jesus said it this way: this is how they will know that you are my disciples and that you have love for one another. Yeah. Right. And so how we treat each other, including our children, our students, our whoever we're in front of, that is what represents God. Because at the end of the day, all of the things we're doing, we want to be pointing them to Jesus. Yeah. And so if we can't do any of the other things, the one thing we can do, and the things that these kids need more than anything else, is love. They're already being told what they can and can't do. They're already being told, especially kids that look a certain, that have a certain hue, right? They're already being told what they can't do. They're already being limitations put on them. All of those things are already in place. And so the one thing anybody can do, if you can't train, if you can't, right? If you can't do any of those other things, the one thing you can do is love them. And that's going to be the most effective way of getting to the other things, right?
That's good.
Because if they can trust you and they feel like you love them, that's when they'll open up to you. And that's when you can really be effective in what you're doing with any young person. So those are my five. I believe that crosses all three thresholds and all three areas. And so I cheated a little bit.
That's for sure. Well, it is what it is, but it's true. Like it works, because some people they wouldn't have said that. They would have picked one, but then they would have gave five that still fit everybody. Like you know what I mean? It's like, depending on where you are in that relationship with that young person, you might be the parent, or you might be the coach, you might be the teacher, or multiple ones. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what's up. Now, before we get you up out of here, we close out. I just gotta say, y'all, this man got bars. This man got bars. So I've never really gone back after the winning plays, but can you tell me like a little bit about your rapping and give these people something to know what's coming or something, like, cause if y'all ain't checked him out yet, then you better check him out.
Appreciate that. So and again, we talked about this a little bit, man. So for me, Christian hip hop is just an outlet for me to, again, I grew up in, hip hop culture, so I'm a huge hip hop fan. I won't tell the whole story, but that's one of the things that God kind of led me to. One of the reasons why I started making music was because I wanted something to listen to that sounded and felt like what I was used to listening to, but didn't have all the negativity and vulgarity in it. Because again, I was in a season in my life where God was dealing with me on that. So, again, I just really do it for fun, man. But with that being said, I am working on actually 2 projects right now. I'm working on my EP entitled Finish. That should be, hopefully that'll be done by the end of the year. I'm also working on a mixtape called Straight Bars, No Hooks. So every song on that is just me going straight bars, no hooks, no singing, none of that, just straight 16s or whatever that is, man. And so I'm working on those 2 projects, man. So again, all my Christian hip hop guys, man, again, if y'all want to get in on me, we almost done with the first project, man. Like I said, hopefully we'll get that done by the end of the year.
That's what's up.
But yeah, man, like I said, we just having some fun with it, man. It was one of the things that I use as a tool in youth ministry, but now, this year, and I'm a little late, right? But I just decided to really lock in, and man, I wanted to put something out there that people can listen to it. Listen, and if don't nobody listen to it, I'm gonna be listening.
Right.
So
well,
I'm my own fan, man.
I heard him and was like, oh yeah.
So, and we trying to get you out of retirement, man. What you talking about, bro? We trying to get you. Hey, y'all, listen, man. Y'all go in the comments, man. I need y'all to encourage my man. Look. I just need y'all to type in the comments. Come on out, bro. I'm trying to get you. I'm trying to get a feature with you.
I might have to get on the track. Or something. We'll see.
Yeah. We doing that too, man. Before I go, I definitely got to get one more plug in, man. So one of the other things that I do is I am actually on the executive board for a nonprofit organization called Hearts in the Park.
Yes.
Hearts in the Park is an organization that provides activities and funds and resources for families with children with disabilities.
That's what's up.
And so this was actually birthed and grew, started by one of our members, a friend of mine, Janetta Thomas, and actually her daughter, and I told you this, her daughter is the inspiration behind my first single that I'm gonna release, man. But the organization again. So we're doing a lot of different things. And one of the things we did is we partnered with my man Donnie and Good Company. So we have a collaboration hoodie that we did with him. Again, shout out to my man D-Mob. But Hearts in the Park, we got the collaboration. We got T-shirts, the hoodies. We got the hoodies are $40. T-shirts are $25. But we're doing this as a fundraiser for the organization. Actually, if you turn it around on the back, there's also something on the back as well. So we're raising funds for this particular organization. When I tell you, man, they're doing some great work in the community. And you'll be surprised at how some of the most simple experiences are challenges for families with children with disabilities. Like this past weekend, she did a private screening of Toy Story at the movies.
Okay.
For families with with disabilities, and
That's what's up.
but we had to make sure we had sensory space. Like it's a different experience for families with children with disabilities. So make sure, man, listen, if y'all want to support that as well, go to heartsinthepark.org and follow that, or go to the Facebook page, man. Again, you guys can support that. Again, so I'm just doing a lot of things, man. I'm just trying to stay busy, man, trying to bless as many people as we can, however we can. So
no, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. Y'all definitely go support, guys. Lock in. So all the details will also be below in the details. So you can find the links and everything, his number, all that good stuff will be on there below. Last thing, any more shout outs, any final words, anybody want to say what's up to, who gonna be watching and be like, bro, you left me hanging, you ain't say nothing, shout me out. Like anybody that you want to say what's up to?
Listen, man, shout out to everybody, man. I just love everybody, man. Listen, for you, if you're looking for, of course, I got to put my plug out there on this. If you're looking for somewhere to worship, man, we invite you to come hang out with us at Lincoln Heights Missionary Baptist Church, 9991 Wayne Avenue in Lincoln Heights. If you got babies, you got young people, listen, you want to send them to me. You want to have a space for them to be able to come kick it. You also want to meet us at the Heights, man. Second, third, and fourth Sunday, we have youth services. Again, we've got our own space, our own facility, so your baby can worship however they want to, and they're going to be in good hands with me and my team. Listen, I'm excited about everything that we're getting ready to do, man. So y'all just be on the lookout, man. It's about
we got some stuff brewing too. I'm just saying, we got some stuff brewing. Might have to come through.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Be a blessing to the babies.
Absolutely. God bless y'all, man. I love y'all, man. Like I said, shout out to everybody. I ain't gonna call no names because I ain't trying to get in no trouble, man. So
you know them people, but
if you in my circle, you know who you are, man. That's what it is.
That's what's up. All right, y'all, man. I love it, man. This has been an awesome episode, guys. Make sure you lock in. There's some homework for you. Go scroll down, click some links, go spend some money, sow some seed into some good ground. Support, guys. That's how we are here, is because we support one another. All right? So that's all I have, man. Thank you for watching. Make sure y'all tune into the next one. Thank you again. Appreciate you.
Again, thank you for having me, brother. Appreciate you, man. We definitely got to do this again, man.
Yeah. Facts. All right, y'all. It's your boy, Sean Gary, and I'm out. Peace.